Well, these are the pieces that flew out of the generator, and I can't find any place where they came out of. No place at all. So what I did, I pulled out the ramp, lifted it up as a platform, and we're going to slide it out and look all over here. So for now, I just ran the wire and just laid it in here. It hangs up on this hook that I put up that I got from Harbor Freight when I'm not using it. In addition to a funnel for putting oil in addition to some 1030 Valvoline. Whatever I got that for $4. I remember when oil was $1 a quart. The spark plug wrench, which came with the generator, and it's the only thing that you can reach in there with to get the plug out. And 2 funnels. One came with the Coleman generator, and the other one came with this Champion. I think the little yellow one came with the Champion. Extra flashlights, and a Harbor Freight push light, so I can see to gas it up. Now, another thing on this generator, when you're set for 120 volts, which is what we do, this way we get a full 30 amps on each leg. Because if you run 240, you're only running 15 amps with the breakers here on each leg. And if some reason the refrigerator is on the same leg, and if it's in the warm weather, you got the air conditioner on the same leg, and whatever else, you're going to blow the breaker and the whole thing is going to shut down. So this way we have everything parallel, and naturally we have a safety switch on the circuit panel in the house. In other words, you can't throw on the main when this is thrown on. So, but we have them paralleled in the plug, not in the panel, in the plug at the other end. So when this is on 120 volts, I can plug my fan in, which temporarily the wires will be stapled down and probably in here eventually just to get them out of the way, but right now I just did that temporarily. But when you put this on 240, this is dead. So you have no cooling action if you run this on 240. This particular generator will not output at 120 at this outlet where the fan needs to plug in when she's on this position here. And you can shut it off in the middle. So we run it at 120. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull the pins. It's a little hard yet because of that. I got silicone on my hands. I got to sweep that off. That's why I was stepping in here to put all these things in. All right. Now, of course I'm doing this with one hand. This really isn't going to come off. This handle alone will prevent this from going over. But I can pull this out. And you see how that thing is working over there? She clears it. This is as far as you go, see? This won't come off because of this handle. Okay, now I got the generator right out in the open. This is what people couldn't understand. Some of my commenters had said, what do you need to have this for? Well, this is why. Here's the spark plug right up here. I can get at it if I ever had to, although I never did it and I wouldn't know how to do it. They're just the valves. I don't mess around with things. There's a carburetor right there. I can drain it out if I need to. This is the muffler shield. Now I can inspect all around and see where I am missing that plastic. Now, I have the book on this. Everything's conveniently located in the generator house pertaining to the generator. I have an exploded view, parts list, and breakdown of the alternator, not the engine, but the alternator and all the things around it. And nothing looks like that plastic. There is no plastic listed anywhere. So let's take a look in here. We'll take advantage of the weather here while it's good. I want to try to get this thing done. Okay. All right. Now, here's the choke right here. Here's the choke lever. All right, this is from here, this is the top, this is the speed adjust here. You don't mess around with that. She's putting out between 60 and 61 cycles per second. And I use it in my kilowatt meter. So, all right, this is the muffler shield. And we look up here, there is no white plastic anywhere around. Under here, there is nothing. This is the pull start, the back end of it. Nothing can get through there. I mean, it's impossible. Impossible. That's a big hunk of plastic that could not have come out of anything but up in here somewhere. Let's go on the other side. Okay, this is your panel, of course. This is your pull start. And this is your low oil shutoff. This is your alternator and your starter shield. And that's probably what I heard when the plastic hit. So it came up, according to some of the fellows that told me at a certain point, I think it's 11 minutes 30 seconds into the video, where I was taking temperature readings and my hand was in the way, but you can see where I made the comment that the something flew off the generator. You can actually see something coming down here. So let's take a look up in here. Okay, it's the bottom of the gas tank. This is the top. Can't get my hand in there. That's like a tin, like a light sheet metal shield. That's probably what the noise was when the plastic hit. But you can see up on top of this is all closed in. There's nothing here. I don't know how well this camera is going to pick this up. It don't focus anything closer than 10 inches. And this is the muffler shield. It keeps the heat off the bottom of the gas tank. Now, take a look at this. This is tight fitting. Nothing can come out of here that size, and I'll show you. If you haven't already seen it, I've got snapshots of these pieces. It's got a curve in it. There's no way. No way. I mean, that's it. It's jammed in there. No way. Nothing here. There's a little chip of paint off of here. But nothing. No. I'm trying to turn this sideways and you can't. This is about a 1/4 inch wide. It's just not going to fit in there. This fits very, very tight all the way around here. And on the bottom also. Over here at the pull start, and pull start still works. I've ran this 3 or 4 times since that video. Pull start feels just fine. I have two, this is the original gas shutoff cock, but I called Champion last year and it was still dripping and the generator would still run even when you shut this off. So they said that after a while the methanol eats up the shutoff. So I put another shutoff here, so I got 2 of them in here. No room for a filter, but there is a filter up inside there. So as you can see, looking underneath here, looking carefully underneath here on the spark plug side, and now where the governor is, there is nothing. That's all metal. And now as you shoot down on this control panel here, as we're shooting looking this way, there's nothing under there. Alright, And these wires here are just tucked underneath there. Those wires there. I have a bad habit of not looking through the viewfinder. All right, so this is just the wire for the low shutoff. This here is working out good. Everything's holding together good, and they even wrapped a few more layers of that foiled tape around just to keep the seam from blowing through. I blew air through this, and very, very little leakage here, so that works out good. And this handle, of course, just hangs down like that. Now I got some chocks under here. This is permanent. This is a permanent chock, and it's only glued in place. It's not screwed in. Naturally, in the future, if I ever got a longer generator, it would have to have a chock over here or whatever. Now this is a temporary chock. This is, if you look here, I got one screw. I'll show you on the other side. Isn't it nice to have a platform where you can work on it without putting it on the ground and crawling around? It makes it so much easier. You know, some people say, why do you go through all this? I know I had a comment or two that, you know, I have a reason for doing things, and when you get older, you need to have things higher up so you're not bending your back, killing yourself. And it also gives you a clean surface to work on instead of having dirt all over everything. Okay, now this here is a block. You see how that moves? All that does is keep this generator, the wheels locked in place. You don't just depend on this, which has two rubber cushings, which originally were in the generator frame, and I made this, and that's on video. I made all this. Crappy job, but I made it and bent the steel and everything else. On one of my earlier videos, don't buy a generator wheel kit, because at that time they were over $50 counting shipping. Now they've come down in price, but I've already built this, so I'm damned if I'm going to go and buy a commercial unit when I got this. So what you do is you remove this screw here, and it's screwed into the base plate, of course. This whole thing is only one screw. You remove it in case I want to take the generator off. So, and when you take the generator off, what I do is slide this back. The whole generator slides on the platform. Slide it back. It's hard to do with one hand. It's not. Slide it back in the house, okay? Secure these 2/4 inch pins, one in each corner. Remove that screw. Lower this so it becomes a ramp. Set the handle up and pull your generator out in the yard. All you got to do is just lift it to get it past this. And that's the only thing, when I was putting it in, I hit this onto here. So how often am I going to go and put this in and out of the house? Hopefully never. And hopefully I'll never have to use this, but I'm ready. If I need it, I'm ready for it. So I think what I'm going to do for you people now on this video is I'm going to take that back cover off so that you can look in there yourself. And I'm willing to bet you that that plastic did not come out of that housing. Okay. Open this handle up first. I don't bang my damn head into it. And we know it's 7 millimeters. Oh. They're in pretty tight. I was a little leery about taking this off. I don't like messing around with something that works. I mean, I'm a klutz. I'll probably lose the screws, and then I gotta go in a panic to go to my hardware store. Get more. I'm left-handed, and it's awkward for me to work at this angle, but I got this thing in the way. You can't remove it. Okay, now, oh, that came off easier than I thought. Okay, here's the inside of the cover, a little dirt. Okay, I think this is the AVR. Champion is really good for customer support, even after the warranty. It's permanent, it's lifetime support. It's just that if you need parts, you have to buy them after, I think, a 2-year guarantee or something like that. Okay, we're not messing around with anything here, but I'm going to show you by hand holding the camera here so that you can look for yourself. Okay, as I said, this is the AVR, or automatic voltage regulator. I ain't messing around with these because if I touch these wires and stuff, I'll know the damn cap back on there. But nowhere in here is there any plastic. In other words, there'd be more in there of that type of was in there. There's nothing. That's the stator windings. In other words, stator is the stationary of the alternator. And the rotor, of course, is the part that rotates with the motor. It's probably a good idea to just make sure everything's tight. Ground wires are tight. Well, that's if I can get the wrench to be the right size. It just happens to be that one is, but that's just the ground. The AVR. Okay. Alright, we're not messing around, but there's the cover. Now you can see the holes. That plastic could never have come out, especially 2 pieces, never mind 1. With an angled piece like it was? No way. So it did not come out of here. And there is no other openings on this here. There's an opening here, but very, very little. It looks like less than a 1/4 inch, but if it came out of there, it would have dropped down here. That came from flying from the top up here. So it's probably with some kind of a clip or something up there. That's my guess. But I am going to call Champion sometime today and describe the piece and see what they say. They're very good that way. Okay, we're going to close this back up now. Now, getting this lined up. Left-handed. I can work with screws this size. I can't work with tiny, tiny screws. And forget about working with them micro screws that are in laptops. I can't. They're just way too small. I just cannot work with them. But this is perfect. All right. So, you saw it for yourself. I think it's just a piece of plastic that maybe was part of the shipping, although, see, when I got the generator, I didn't go searching all over and look for anything. There was some packing in the box, but basically it was around the frame and the motor, and it was styrofoam. Now, what I got to do is get a hole saw that is deep, that'll go through a 2x6, which is 1.5 inches thick, and a 2x4 sill in the floor, so it's a total of 3 inches, and approximately 2.5 inches, at least 2 1/4 for the width of this thing. This is the RV plug, which is 30 amps, which is what I use, 120 volts. We're using the 120 volt section feet of the generator. And according to Champion, and also what it shows in the schematic, what they do is they parallel the fields the field coils for 120 volt. When at 240 they series them. So you'll get more current also. Lower voltage with more current. So, but like I said before, when this is in 120 volt, the RV is activated, 120 volts, 30 amps. The 120 volt 20 amp outlet, this is a 20 amp, where I'll plug in my fan, the cooling fan here, will be activated. But when this is in the 240, which is right here, or the 230, all right, even though this is 100, it says 120 and 240, because it depends on whether you're running from the neutral to one hot side, or you're running from the neutral to the other hot side, give you down to 20 from the reference to the neutral. This is dead. The fan will not run if this is in that. But I don't use the 240 as for the reasons I just explained. You don't know what's on each leg of the panel. How much load is on it. And being a mobile home, you don't need all that, because we don't have a well pump. We don't use the dryer, obviously. We don't use the hot water heater. That's all shut off. And that's the way we do it. And it works just fine. We do have the proper switch at the panel. Now I just got to figure out what I am going to do in the future, and it's going to take some money. Have some conduit, PVC electrical conduit, not metal conduit, run underground and feed up back through here. And I won't need a big hole, but unfortunately I got to drill a big hole so I can accommodate this for now, because this is a temporary setup until I get the permanent one in, and the generator will plug in here or here. I'm not sure where I'm going to come up yet. And it'll only be a short cable from the junction box here to the generator output right here. Alright, so I did want to show you that, and what I plan on doing today. I didn't want to go and rent a damn hole saw just to do that, and it cost me $5 or $6 at the hardware store to rent the damn thing. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. What I'm going to do off camera now, today, and get my work clothes on, and I'm going to do this roof here. I got the rolled roofing all covered up here. And I've found some more roofing cement, so I'm going to coat this whole thing, put 30-pound felt on it, coat it again, the 30-pound felt, and put the rolled roofing on. So that's what I'm planning on doing today. I don't know if I'll get it done today, but I'm going to plan on it. And we may just wait on this hole right now to drill, and that's it. On the door, yesterday, off camera, I mounted two of these $3 vents that I got at my local hardware store. I drilled a 4-inch hole. Here's the two of the holes. The other one was here from the other hole that I drilled earlier. So there would be some vents in the bottom of this thing. But on the back side of this, I'll turn it over and show you. Before I turn it over, I'm going to show you, I had the silicone here and here, because these whole damn grates, I didn't realize it until after I put them in, and the whole grates were coming right out. They're lousy. But the biggest problem with these were, they're supposed to be for a 4-inch hole, but they're not. They had to be modified in order to fit a 4-inch hole. They're probably something like 4 1/8 inch hole. So they're obviously made in China and not to standard size, probably. The hole saw was exactly 4 inches, and the holes that I made for up there on the far right is 4 inches. That fits right in, so the metal ones go in right good. These plastic ones right here, I'll turn this over and show you. See what I had to do? I had to cut these down. I had to notch all this so it fit in there. The holes are exactly 4 inches. So these things are oddball. It's a aluminum screen, but in order to get them to fit in the hole, because they just would not go in, as I had to do that, and of course I screwed it in and siliconed the tips of these so nobody gets cut on the damn things. So I wanted vents in the bottom of the door. Yes, besides the one on the top. Now, before I wind this video down, somebody had commented about negative pressure and you're going to be pulling exhaust back into here. Well, I doubt that'll happen, and it doesn't make a damn bit of difference because the exhaust is going to go out. You know, it doesn't matter. You're not living in this quarter. The main thing is cooling. This fan is blowing this way. It's sucking air out of the building. When this is running, I can feel air coming through here. Air is going to be coming in through here. Air is going to be coming in through the 2 bottom ones. The main reason this fan is here is for cooling the generator. It's nothing to do with exhaust fumes. Exhaust is going to come out of here. So you may get a little air sucking action, but I don't think you will. Now, if I had no vents, air's going to be coming in through these also. If I didn't have any vents in here at all, none, and I ran this fan, I'd be pulling I'd be sucking in air into here, which is, of course, the generator exhaust. But that's not the case. This allows all the air to come in for the air intake part of the generator. The ones that are in the door gets more air in, and through the top, and the vents up here also, and here. So we got plenty of air coming in here. Okay, I think that's it for today. I got to get to work and get this generator back in here. I'm not going to drill that hole today. I just wanted to get the cord out. So we'll wind the cord back up and we'll hang it back up on the peg here. And we'll join you on another video when I get further along on this. This is just about done. I got to go work on the dumpster place where I keep my trash cans. I got to go put the roofing on that. I got to get my work clothes on. So I'll join you on a video real soon. Do not go away, because there's more entertainment coming your way. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day, everybody.